ladies and gentlemen, slap some skin together for Hyde Park area's Mr. Luke Anderson!
Thank you. That's great. That's really lovely. Warm welcome. I just got there. That's fantastic. How about that Devil's Three-Way? Yeah. I'm not referring to the comedy group. I'm referring to the film. Haha. All right, let's dive into my act, shall we? I really needed a massage recently. This was something that I had a problem with my back. But I don't really know where to go for massages because I'm a guy and I live in a city and, well, I'm a guy and I live in a city, apparently. And one thing I could think of was my aunt. She gives massages. She's an esthetician, but she also does massages. Then I thought, that's a little weird, right? Getting a massage from your aunt. And I tell you, I did it. It wasn't as awkward as you might think. The hand job, on the other hand, a little lackluster, I must say. Was that No Frills the other day? You ever been to No Frills? Yeah. No? Didn't think so. I was at No Frills the other day, and I'll preface this by saying, yes, I was buying a lot of meat. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. It's done. It's in my freezer. Let's move on. I was buying some meat. Lady in line behind me looks at me and says, "My goodness, are you having a party?" And I thought, well, I guess I could be having a party. I mean, usually when I buy 29 packs of flank steak, that's usually cue for let's start the fucking party, shall we? And I couldn't think of anything good to respond to that, so I just kind of said, yeah, sure, the King of Spain is coming over. I said it with a bit of sarcasm in my voice, and her response was, "There's no King of Spain." And I just love that was the red flag that told her that I was bullshitting. The fact there is no King of Spain. Not that because I do buy a great deal of meat for parties, don't get me wrong, but the fact there is no King of Spain is what told her, wait a minute, this guy might be a bullshitter. Take the bus frequently, I do. I'm a TTC guy. I don't mind the TTC, I don't hate on it like most people do, I deal with it. And my favorite part about taking the bus is when the bus approaches, it makes that really loud, flatulent sound that lowers about 1.5 inches, and then you get on. And it's like, wow, was that really worth bursting my fucking eardrums? I originally had to go like this, and now I can comfortably and coolly go like this. Really spending money well there, Toronto, aren't we? Absolutely. Been looking up some bands lately, interested in some music. Just got into music. I'm 23 years old, and I never really appreciated music up until recently. It's a very weird thing I'm going through. I've been on a lot of band websites, and I noticed that they all have one thing in common. Yes, one thing. Under merchandise, they all sell tote bags. Who is buying tote bags in this day and age? Who likes Mumford & Sons to a point where, you know what, I'm going shopping, honey? Get the Mumford & Sons tote bag. Tote bags are fantastic. They're very useful. They're good for our environment as well. Buy some tote bags. Next time you're looking up any marginally famous band, I don't know, what's a marginally famous band?
Typo.
Sure, we'll go with that one. Absolutely, absolutely. I was at a Pizza recently. This is a 100% true story, because the rest of my stories aren't. I was at Pizza recently, and I looked out. I see 4 people sitting on the outside patio part. There's nothing in front of them. There's just a family of 4 sitting down, staring at each other. And I'm there waiting for my slice, and I see the mother of the family looking around kind of aggressively. Then finally she throws her arms up in the air, gets up, walks into the pizza, says to the guy behind the counter, "Excuse me, can we get some service?" I don't know. Can you get some service at Pizza? Is there really any kind of service? I mean, they throw your pizza in the oven for about 7 seconds, and About 25 seconds after that, they serve you a nice, icy cold slice of za. It's wonderful. It really, really, really is wonderful. Interested in psychology? I am. I've been interested in psychology my entire life. When I was in high school, I really wanted to be a psychoanalyst or a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist. What the fuck is the difference between those things? I think one can prescribe you pills. I think that's pretty much the one thing. But I was really interested in psycho whatever. And I started taking classes on, psychiatry-based classes. And I realized, wait, I don't want to be a psychiatrist. I want to hear people's fucked up fucking stories. That's really what I want to live for. Because really, what realistically would my reaction be listening to some guy talk about how he fucks anteaters? I think I would just be so in awe that I wouldn't... Oh, are you fucking serious, man? Holy shit. Really? Why? Well, that's why I'm fucking here. To tell you, why do I fuck anteaters? I need to know this. But I realize there's one thing that really unites us as people by studying psychology. There's one thing that really makes us all one. And that is, no matter who you are, what your upbringing is, what kind of house you grew up in, if you're standing in a small, confined room and someone bounces a fucking Super Bowl, there is no way your reaction isn't... It's just human nature. It's just... I think Adolf Hitler would have been standing there shitting his fucking pants at this Super Bowl bouncing around at light speed. That, if you see a centipede in your apartment in the morning, it will ruin the rest of your fucking day. It will. No human being can deny that. That's something that just sticks with you for the rest of your goddamn day. Happened this morning. That's why I brought that up, and that's all I can think about when I'm up here. That's really what it is. But psychiatry is great. It's something that I think we all could use a little more of. I used to go to therapy. I didn't really learn anything about myself, though. I just learned that I talk a great deal about things that don't really matter. And then I decided to get up here, grab a microphone, and here I am. Absolutely. This is like a form of therapy. It really is, standing up here. It's great, being judged by all you people. Fantastic. Have you heard that receipt printer, by the way? Next time a receipt gets printed, really listen to that thing. It sounds like a fucking adding machine from like 1972. It is absolutely loud, and it's very, very distracting. But I'm telling you, what's that? Someone heckling me? What's going on? How was the steak and eggs, sir?
It was good, thanks for asking.
It was good?
Yeah.
Awesome. It smells delicious from up here. Absolutely. There's a guy who's not here, but he usually comes to these things. His name is Josh Bowen. I don't know if any of you guys know Josh Bowen, but even if you don't, I want you all to go home, go onto Facebook, look up Josh Bowen, and send him a message that just says, "Give Luke his basketball back." Here's what happened. In the first grade, I went to a birthday party. I got a loot bag. And let's just take a moment to appreciate loot bags, because they really are the greatest incentive to show up anywhere, at any time, at any age. I got a loot bag, and in the loot bag was this, oddly enough, a Super Bowl that I really, really liked, and it was awesome. And I went to class the next day, and I showed him the Super Bowl, and Josh Bowen was really, really into it, and he said, "Oh, can I have that?" And me being the passive-aggressive fuck of a 6-year-old I was, I gave it to him, and he said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll give you a basketball tomorrow." And I have not let that go. So please go home, look up Josh Bowen on Facebook, and ream him the fuck out, because I want my fucking basketball. What would I do with a basketball? I live by myself, and I'm a skinny white guy. A skinny white guy wearing jeans with a fucking button-up fly. Can we talk about that invention for a second? The button-up fly. When I bought these jeans, the woman at the cash convinced me to buy the button-up fly, because the reasoning was, if you gain a great deal of weight, it becomes super easy to put your jeans on. And I'm thinking, look at me. Am I really going to gain a great deal of weight in the time span that I own a pair of jeans? Do 100 pounds just kind of stick on me? Because it's more that whenever I have to take a fucking piss, it takes me 25 minutes to unbutton the goddamn buttons on the front of my trousers. People still call pants trousers, right? That still goes on? Okay. Thank you, sir. Always a good contribution from this table. Absolutely. So I'm gonna take off, but one last thing before I leave. I was in a lineup at the cafeteria at school, and these two ladies are in front of me, and one lady brings her stuff in, and the cashier says, "Okay, that'd be $5.65." Chick reaches into her pocket, pulls out 3 toonies. That's $6 for those who are dead. And puts it back in the pocket and reaches into her other pocket, pulls out a debit card and pays with the debit card. And her friend says to her, "Why didn't you pay with the toonies?" And her response was, "Yo man, change ain't money." Well, I guess she's right though. Is change really money? I mean, I know when I go and do my laundry in the basement of my apartment building, I pull out my Platinum Visa card, generally speaking. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Luke Anderson.